Do you know how Java programs work on a computer? My name is Jay, and I am from Mobi Bootcamp. I'll show you the different parts of the computer that you should be aware of when you run your program. Typical computers used for writing programs are laptops and desktops. Have you ever tried to open the outer cover of your computer to see what is inside? If you do, you will see many parts placed on a circuit board, which is called the motherboard. Of the many parts, the three most important parts we will discuss today are the RAM, CPU, and the hard disk, which is in short HD. CPU stands for Central Processing Unit, RAM stands for Random Access Memory, and the motherboard connects them all together through its circuitry. Central Processing Unit is the brain of the computer. All kinds of computing happens here, including multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, you name it. All computing happens here. Popular CPUs are made by Intel or AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. RAM is the place where your program is loaded, and the objects and variables that are created during the program execution are also saved here. If the JVM is unable to find a place in RAM to store objects and variables created by a program, an out-of-memory exception is thrown. RAM is a temporary storage. When your program finishes its execution, the place occupied by it is cleaned. And also, the entire RAM itself is wiped clean when your computer is powered off. On the contrary, hard disk is the permanent memory of your computer. Anything stored on a hard disk survives a computer shutdown and restart. If you write a program and save it, it is stored in a file system which is on the hard disk. When you compile your Java class to create the binary.class file, that is also saved on the hard disk. However, in some computers, instead of a hard disk, there may be an SSD, which stands for solid state drive. An SSD is far more superior than hard disk. We proceed further. Here is something you got to do. Find out the RAM, hard disk, and the CPU details of your computer. Based on your operating system, the procedure to find the details is different. Search the internet to find out the specific procedure for your computer. In a Mac OS, choose the Mac icon on the top toolbar and choose About this Mac to display the details. If you now click on the Storage tab of the same screen, you will see the hard disk capacity. On my computer, it is 750 GB. Clicking on the Memory tab shows you the RAM makeup. On my computer, the 8 GB RAM capacity is obtained by adding two separate 4 GB RAM cards. To increase the RAM storage for a computer, you typically add multiple cards. However, the maximum size that you can get depends on the CPU, the operating system, and the motherboard. Popular total RAM size on a regular laptop range from 4 GB to 64 GB. Higher-end computer can also have a RAM up to 512 GB. On random access, as you can access any memory address directly instead of going in any specific order. Typical RAM card sizes are 2 GB, 4 GB, and 8 GB. You notice something unique about the sizes? You guessed it right. Sizes are not only a multiple of 2, they are in fact a power of 2. GB stands for gigabytes, and the value that is derived from 2 to the power of 32 is rounded and represented as 4 GB. RAM size is a power of 2 because a computer is a binary system. Do you know that the RAM address is expressed as a value in zeros and ones? And the type of CPU and the operating system decides the maximum RAM size a computer can have. So, when you write and save your program, typically using an IDE or a text editor, you save it on a hard disk. When you compile your program using Java-C, the compiled .class file is also saved on the hard disk. Before we run the Java program, let's look into the RAM space. When the computer is started, also called as booted, the OS and other programs have already occupied some portion of RAM. Now, when you run your program, first a JVM, Java Virtual Machine, is created and then your class is loaded into the RAM. Further, as and when the program statements are executed as per the logic, CPU will be used for computing and RAM will be used for saving all types of variables and objects. Are you wondering why you never really use Java-C or Java executables to compile and run your program on an IDE? That is because the IDE uses these executables for you when you select Run. Let's compare the storage options. RAM is a temporary storage. Anything written on RAM is erased when the computer is shut down, whereas anything written on HD persists even when the computer is powered off. Reading and writing data is faster on RAM when compared to HD or SSD. While typical RAM sizes are in GB, like 4 GB, 8 GB, 16 GB, etc., typical hard disk sizes are in hundreds of GB and could even span to terabytes. Thank you for watching this lesson. I hope now you know which memory we are talking about when you see out of memory exception. To learn Java programming, visit the link. Bye.